when you
Okay.
have, sorry, should I? Yeah. So Fizan, when you have your transcripts for your whole degree in your hands, you should start applying transcripts and the experience that I talked about. You should start applying.
Okay. And secondly, basically, I'm interested in clinics, not in parasitology or microbiology, such sort of. So, what are opportunities for the students who are interested in clinics? And I am also currently working in the lab at clinic, like taking the blood smears and doing some sort of stuff like mastitis tests and mucus test or earwax type test, but not that type of like genetics, not in genome type tests. So, what are the opportunities for those students who are doing research, who want to do research in clinics or want to upcoming years?
Yeah. The lab you're working in, it's called diagnostic lab, and you're working on diagnostics. They're like, but
Yeah.
diagnostic labs are different from research labs. So for
Yes.
clinics, you might not like it, but you have to pass NABLA if you want to be in a clinical research in Canada. So
Okay.
yeah, you have to pass NAVLE. The first two steps, like the BCSC and then the NAVLE step one. Then you can apply to a clinical research here. They do clinical researches, but the opportunities are not that much, I would say, in Canada, especially in Canada. But if you can relate animal welfare with your clinical stuff, then you can come here on that animal welfare research. Yeah.
If I'll work on like zoonotic diseases or like emerging diseases,
Yeah.
so what it would be? Uh, what are the
What are the
chances for that?
no, you should follow your heart, like where you want to be. If you are okay with working with the zoonotic diseases, then you should go for zoonotics. If you are okay with clinical stuff, then go for NABLE. Fizan, you don't know how much a veterinarian earns here. I wish I had my NABLE and I could earn like more than professors.
Me too.
So so yeah, Hamza knows.
I am wishing very hard nowadays.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Fizan, I would suggest if you are interested in clinics, go for the clinics. Don't come here. Don't come in this research thing. If you are good in clinics, if you can clear BCSC and NAVLE, please, brother, go for that.
Okay.
Because
Thank
then
you
you
so
can,
much.
yeah, then you can move to Canada, but you will be like many years ahead of a PhD. Like a PhD is when a PhD is studying, he is getting a stipend of 35,000 Canadian dollars. But at the same time, uh, 35,000 Canadian dollar per year. But at the same time, a veterinarian is earning like 1 lakh or 1,50,000 Canadian dollars per year. So there's a huge difference. In research, you should
Mm.
come in research if you are passionate about it. If you just want to escape, and then you cannot survive here, because here you have to work really hard in research. You have to be passionate about it if you want to be in Canada in research, and you just
Yes,
don't choose.
definitely I am. For that I
Yeah. Yes.
so that I am also like doing some sort of publications, review articles. I'm working on that.
Yeah.
You have mentioned that you should not like be into the publications because they are not nowadays common in that. So, what will make you different from the other students if you don't have the publications or you have not that much stronger CV?
Okay, guys. The thing is, I didn't say that don't go for publication. I said that don't get crazy for publications. Okay. If if
Okay.
you what helped me was the practical experience. This is the thing that stood me out, that I had the practical experience. Whenever I worked with any lab, with any professor, I got a letter from them, and they wrote on that letter, okay, this guy named Jahangir Asgar, he worked in my lab under my supervision as a volunteer, and he has expertise in these techniques. And that is a reference letter, that is a experience letter, whatever you call it, that helped me a lot more than a publication.
Uh, Jahangir, if you allow, should I add something in it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, so Jahangir is saying he is not saying no to publication. We appreciate publication. Everyone want to see maximum in your profile, but there are still some filters from which you have to pass. Number one, do you have your veterinary skills? Secondly, do you have those skills which are required in, which will be required in that project in which you have to work? So like microbiology or lab skill. Number three, do you have that data analysis skill which you need in your writing, in your thesis manuscripts? So after that it comes, do you know how to write? That is publication. And before that, IELTS. So first of all, you have to become expert in that field which in which you have to work in future. Like if Jahangir is working in epidemiology or One Health, do he have, does he has such information from veterinary from background in bachelor's? If he has, okay, next is IELTS, he's eligible. Then comes to more lab experience, more publications, more that stuff. In my case, if you will ask me, I will say yes, you should have one, two, three publication. That's enough. Don't go for 10, 20, because no one want to spend time on you to teach how to write, what is abstract, what is introduction, what is material methodology. No one is interested to teach you in your masters, in your PhD. Everyone wants you should learn that in your bachelor's. Every university outside uh, Pakistan have such project such research projects in bachelor's which we don't have. So people have that kind of research experience, but we do not have that experience in our bachelor's. That's why we say just publish one review article or just collaborate with your seniors and publish one or two research articles. That's enough. Still, if you don't have, don't think about it so much. Leave it and start applying for positions. That's our point. Don't limit yourself due to any kind of deficiency, like I do not have a certificate of a lab, somewhere in the lab. Like in my university, they don't allow to live in they don't allow to live in university in summer. In summer my university was closed every year when I was a student. Now it is opened in summer. They didn't allow us to work in lab in summers. So the point is, you should have every those things which Jahangir has shown in his CV. There was publications, there was online courses, there was presentations online in international events. So which things he has, you should have those things, because no one was there to guide him when he was learning those things up to that extent where you have information from us, from your teachers, from your seniors. So you should have all those aspects in your resume which Jahangir has. Then you will have more chances in future. But again, prioritize yourself what you need first. Then go for step by step. Don't say I have no publication, I will not apply. You should apply if you have some IELTS score or PTE score. So that's the point. Do you agree with me, Jahangir, on it?
Yes, Hamza, you explained it really well, because I'm not discouraging you for publication, guys. I
Yeah.
just want you guys to, like, okay, you have a publication and you send it to someone and they ask you questions out of that publication. You cannot answer a question if you have not worked on that project by hands. This is what I mean. Okay, publish what you have done, what you can defend, publish what you can. I have only one publication, and now in University of Calgary, wherever I present, they ask me questions from that project. Okay, what kind of genes did you find in E. coli? How did you confirm those genes? What kind of primers you used? If I had not worked on this project by hand, or like, uh, it was like, I owned that project. It was not somebody else's project. I just didn't have my name in the publication. I worked on that project. Now I can defend that. But if you have your name in someone's publication, then it's not going to help you. It will be something that can go bad for you. Like they can ask you questions from that publication, because in Canada, if you have your name in the publication, it means that you contributed to that project, and they expect same from us. This is what I was talking about. Guys, don't mention all the publications. Mention the publications which you can defend. That's all. Fizan, I hope you got our point.
He's unmute. So concluding this publication discussion, I want to add few more points. I know
Yeah.
some people who have around 15, 20 publications. I appreciate that guy or those people who are putting their effort at, and it needs time, it needs energy you put. So one more thing, you don't have decide your field, which field you are covering, like if animal breeding and genetics or epidemiology. In undergrad you keep writing, keep publishing. So we should appreciate those people, but still I encourage those people, first do IELTS. As you have done 1 2 publication, take a pass, do IELTS. Still take a pass, do bioinformatics and biostatistics course, then again go for publications. Write as much as you can. Second thing I want to add, prioritize bioinformatics on publication. If you know R, if you know programming, if you Python, like if you know machine learning, AI, you are better than you are better than that guy who has 2 3 publications in DVM, because in masters publication is not difficult to, how to publish is not difficult to learn, then how to do data analysis. Data analysis is a problem which I am facing because I do not have that good background in biostat like Jahangir mentioned. So we will encourage you, first go to Codanix and then go to Coursera, do courses on biostat, learn data visualization, learn those graphical representations in papers which we see in research articles. Then go and write 1 2 3 review articles when you have done IELTS, when you have done this stuff. But like I published around 10 to 15 articles in my bachelor's. How it was COVID-19, 2020 I was at home, 2021 I was at home. What should I do? What was good for me at that time? It was good to publish. How I started, I published in IVSA journals, student journals. I published in newspapers. Then some of seniors and some teachers asked me to collaborate with them and do work in their article. What was there? Before COVID-19, data was collected. In COVID-19, there was no physical research work, So everything was manuscript setting, submission in journal. That was thing. So my name is in at end. What I have done in that thesis, in that manuscript, just format the manuscript, just setting of manuscript. So at end you should write only that thing which you have done. So no one should ask you those deep questions which you haven't even done any part of that um, research project. So I will highly encourage, if you are able to do 1 2 3, do publications. Don't say it is not beneficial. My supervisor said to me in our lab meeting, he said, I selected Hamza and that guy, just watching CV and see publication. If there is publication, I selected these 2 guys. At one time, he said this, and at another side, he said, I selected him due to veterinary medicine background and my project is about parasites. So now he is highly encouraging to those students who have machine learning in their CV. He is looking for those people. The last thing I want to add, like Jahangir, your work is in lab. You need lab skills. My supervisor says he says you don't need lab skills. You pay, lab do everything for you. I will send my blood samples. I will send my genomic sample to lab. Lab will do everything for me. What I have to do, I have to interpret that data. I have to make visualization of that data. So I need programming, I need machine learning, I need data analysis skills, and I need publication skills. One more thing my supervisor always say, he say, Hamza, I know you know this thing. I know your team member know this thing. This world don't know. How we will show this world know us? This world will know to us when we will publish. Until you will not publish, no one will know you know this thing. So he says, if you are I'm studying animal breeding and genetics. He says, I don't care. North America don't care what you are studying. If you publish on metabolomics, you are expert of this field. If you publish on genomics, you are expert of this field. So when you will publish, the world will read your work, then they will say you are good in that field. But my case, I published in poor class journal because there was no guidance, and that's the point of Jahangir. Don't go for a predatory journal. Don't pay big money and publish low class material. But it was 2020 when there was no one to guide me, and I struggled and published. A lot of teacher and seniors guided me at later position at later time, but instead I took this process by my own. So my professor said, some journals, he mentioned some countries, and he said I'm not discriminating, but he said when you will refer that journal to me, I have to read that paper. But if you will refer me Canadian Journal of Animal Science or American journals, I will trust you. I will say okay, you can refer that journal in your methodology. So I want to just say, if you want to publish, go with one or two high class journal. But if you say like you don't have those skill, okay, publish anywhere, any veterinary news and views in any place, but don't ignore biostatistics. Don't ignore those skills which are necessary for data analysis. You can ask anyone which skills are required. So this is the point to com- compile all discussion
Yeah.
on publications. Yes, next question.
Thank
Sorry
you,
for
Hamza.
lengthy answer.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, so the next question is from Usama Noor. Please unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, Jahangir.
Walaikum assalam, Osama.
I'm audible, Jahangir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for this detailed presentation, and it was a very helpful session for me. My question is, I've done my bachelor's in poultry science, and I have interest in feed processing and animal nutrition. And
Yeah.
my research area that I'm focusing on is feed processing and discovery of feed ingredients, new feed ingredients, and feed additives. And so, in your presentation, you have discussed that you should have to join the research organizations. But here in Pakistan, as I was on my internship and I was in the lab of Jadid Fields, and I talked to them that I have to work on amino acid analyzing and HPLC and other high-end lab equipments. They didn't allow me to work on that equipment. So, living in Pakistan, how can a fresh graduate can have that research experience that is relevant to my interest? Thank you very much.
Welcome. Osama, you are right. We have problems there. I was watching Netflix the other day, and there was a dialogue. Right connections can open many doors for you. So you should approach those labs and those people through right connections. You getting my point? Talk to your teachers first, because your teachers know you. They know, okay, this guy can work on these. I still remember there's a junior of mine. He wanted to work on CRISPR, CRISPR. And there's a project going on in US. He talked to one of our students, one of our teachers, sorry, and that teacher, he recommended that junior of mine to a professor in US Patuki campus, and he worked on CRISPR there. CRISPR is a big technique. So nobody will let him work an eighth or seventh semester student work on that. But if he has a recommendation, he's good to go there. So work smartly. Today we are here. I am here to talk about smart approaches. That's why I was talking about those publications like this. Don't get mad for publications. Work smartly. Work smartly. So if you want to work in a lab, in a research lab, work smartly. Talk to your teachers first. Talk If you want to work, gain some experience in your own university lab other than your degree. Talk to your teacher who is working on a research project, okay? And he will have some MPhil students. Go to your teacher, say to your teacher, okay, sir or ma'am, I want to work on in a recent research lab. Please attach me with an MPhil or PhD student. Start learning from them. No, industry will never let you touch their equipment. You can never touch HPLC in commercial lab, but you can always practice HPLC in your university lab with the help of your teachers. So I would suggest connect with your teachers. I hope you got my point to someone.
Yeah, but I guess he's muted. Maybe the Zoom has setting like if some person keeps silence for some time, it mute
Maybe we
it
have to
mutes that
ask him
person.
again. It works like
Um,
this. I don't know.
okay, I'm unmuting him again if he want to
Yeah,
say.
he
Okay.
wants to.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jahangir, for your suggestions. But I was working with the lab of my university when I was in my fourth semester,
Okay.
and I showed the professor my hearted interest, my deep-hearted interest in the nutrition, and I worked, like 6 to 7 hours in the lab, and they were just focusing on some very simple lab analysis like proximate analysis and this basic stuff, and they never let me touch the amino acid analyzing equipment that was there, but they never let me touch that equipment. And even though I was having my full interest in this technique and I want to work on that, and
Yeah.
even after my um, I don't know. I requested many times, but they never let me work on that equipment. So
Okay.
this is a great concern of the students that even though they want to work on these kind of techniques, they are not. They are willing to contribute to learn research and to work in the lab, but the professors are not allowing the students who are interested in this field. So can you please suggest me where and how I can get to learn
I
these
got your
kind of
point.
techniques
I
that
got
I'm
your
interested.
point. Yeah, Osama, I got your point. From where you are graduated? Sorry,
UAS, Patoki campus.
you was Patogi campus. You guys have CLC there.
Yeah, I we have CLC, but the undergrad students are not allowed to even enter
Yeah,
into the CLC.
I got your point. I've been in CLC
That's
in
the
the
point.
yeah, I have. So I've been in your nutrition lab also at Patoki Planet. I've been there, and those yeah those labs they have only basic stuff. I know that. So if maybe you can find maybe what worked was you can find some other professors in Pakistan who are working on these projects, and you can send an email to them. Sorry, Sama.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's listening you.
Yeah, Jahangir, but here in Pakistan, there are only two facilities where these high-end equipments is available. One is at Jadid Lab. I placed my internship by my own by emailing the HR, and I luckily I got the internship. But they just let us work for only 3 days in the Jadid lab due to their secrecy, and they did not even let us touch the high end equipments. They just give us a brief overview of the equipment. They did not allow us to work on there. And the secondly, HPLC and these high end equipments is available in US, and I got no response, no positive response from these two facilities and institute. So for me, if I want to build up research experience and want to learn these lab techniques, I have to attach with some research group or some facilities from where I can learn. So this is a sadity. If the students is
yeah,
willing to work, they are not allowed to work in that field.
I'm getting your point. Osama, just to add in your information, University of Agriculture also has HPLC facility, and they also conduct HPLC trainings per year. You can look into this option because I've been there. I've got some HPLC results from there, and the person who deals with that is, I think, Dr. Razia. Her name is Dr. Razia. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. But you can get this information from your teachers. University of Agriculture, they conduct training on HPLC and all these equipments. I think you should look into that.
Yeah, keep trying.
Yeah,
Someone will
keep trying. This
respond.
is what happened to me. If I tell you my story, this was not easy. I didn't get in labs easily, and people used to say that, What are you doing in labs? Why are you being in teacher's office all the day?" Teachers don't allow you in their offices very easily. You have to show them. You have to use your use your PR skills, use your communication skills. You get near to your teachers. This is how it works in Pakistan. And I was near my teachers, and my teachers were really supportive. They had not only me, like everybody who was going there, who was showing there. I still remember when I first got in the lab, my there was a teacher who asked my CGPA, and it was 2.8 something. Yeah, at that time it was 2.8 something. And he was like, how can you be in research? And I was like, I want to be in research. And for 1 month, I was going in lab and nobody was even talking to me. I was there like a dumb person who was looking at people, what everyone is doing. And then there was an MPhil student. She is now a PhD student in another university. She asked me to do some fecal samples on her behalf. And I was like, yes, I can do this. And I was doing fecal samples for 1.5 months. Like I just had to scan those feces for eggs, scan those feces for eggs. This is how these things start. Then after that, I was like, I still remember when I was in final year, I was working there again as a volunteer research assistant. And I used to walk in those labs like I know everything about those labs, every equipment, everything. So my journey was starting from a dumb person in the lab to an expert in the lab. Even the MPhil students used to come to me, okay, Jahangir, can you help us with this equipment? Can you help us with these techniques? So you just have to be consistent to someone. Just don't lose the hope and be consistent.
Yeah. So I will add few points in it. So any person from Pakistan who is now abroad on any scholarship or any opportunity, he has similar story to Jahangir. Like
Yeah.
we people have done something different with different approaches due to which we are selected with the grace of Allah. So you have to take another way which is not working for every people. You have to take another way which will work for you. For example, in my story, I collected fecal sample from villages from sick cows and brought those fecal samples to lab and stored them, and then I found eggs and my other class fellows found eggs from those fecal samples, and we passed our parasitology subject. And one day our professor asked us, like he asked me and two other toppers to calculate eggs in McMaster by McMaster technique. He didn't ask other people because he was know if other people are not interested in finding eggs, when they will count the number of eggs. So today I am okay. Then that professor asked me one day to wrote something with him, and I wrote one manuscript on um, bacterial and viral disease due to ticks in animals. So when I was writing this project, this manuscript, and I submitted it. That time I found this opportunity in Canada, and I referred in my interview as well as I referred in my every document that I have done recent work on ticks and parasites. That is this opportunity. Then I asked same professor to submit a reference letter for me. He submitted. He wrote, "This person has publication skills. He has done work with me. If I haven't collected those fecal samples from villages and brought them to lab and did work with that professor, he will never ask me to collaborate with him in his publication work. But he asked me to write a book chapter for a unique scientific publication book. Faisalabad publish it. So okay, okay, so we will move to. So the point was, do something different. Don't complain. These things will not work for you. If you will say, I will go to that person office when I will want, I will go. He will give me good response. Never, never. You have to show something very solid something to him, then he will allow you to enter in his personal space, and he will lead you in another direction other than other students which are usually going. In Pakistan we don't want to learn and we don't want to listen so much from teachers, so teacher keep talking short and to the point. But if you want to learn other things, then you have to develop your deep relationship with them by showing professional academic skills and communication skills, then they will help you surely. Yeah.
Thank you, Hamza. This,
Okay.
this was the perfect answer.
Yeah, you have to done something different. Okay.
Yeah.
When it came to reproduction course, I was a person who went most of time to slaughterhouse at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I
Yeah.
brought uterus to the lab, and slowly teacher recognized which group brought and who is the group leader or who is the person who brought these. And one day that madam commented on my Facebook post. He posted future researchers. It is 2 years back story. And
Yeah.
nowadays I'm a researcher, and I was thinking to s- send a screenshot to that madam. Like,
Yeah.
these are the things which you have to show, like spending time in summer in the lab, spending extra time in the lab, helping in volunteer things. Then they will allow you to enter in their personal space, because
Yes.
personal space is very, in Pakistan, if teach, if one small thing of teacher is in your knowledge, you can use that thing in any way to do anything bad with that teacher. That's why teacher are very protective nowadays. That's the point. Therefore, you have to make a good relationship with that teacher. One more thing, how I entered in publications. One of my professor in class in animal breeding genetics lecture, he told us there are a lot of opportunities, a lot of scholarships, go and win them. Okay. I went to his office. I said, sir, I'm interested. I'm ready to start any process which is suitable now. He- Believe me, that professor had no idea at that time. He was just knowing there are scholarships. He was not having any idea. He asked me, okay, 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 we will do. One day he asked me, Hamza, come to my home. Today I'm working on something. I will share with you. I went there. He asked me to, this is where to do citation, start citation of this document and start searching this data. That was a small point when I learned citation and I entered in this publication field. But before entering that field, I met that professor a lot of time in his office, in hallway, like, sir, please guide me, what is a step in scholarship, I'm ready. So this way. Okay. So the next question is from Muhammad Abu Bakr. Sorry, we have very long discussion, but our purpose is, these are those things which we are sharing now. And I believe after 1 year, I will not sharing these things with you, because I have new stories. I will be talking with grad student, not undergrad student. So this is a time when we are ready to share this knowledge. Um, Jahangir will feel this thing after 1 year. He will not talking on these narrow details. We will
Yeah, of
become
course.
mature. Okay.
After that, I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can get funding by
Oh.
staying in Pakistan. Guys, I've seen some options and I'm working on them. And the day I have sorted these things out, because I can see we have 16 participants. So it means you guys are so patient. I really appreciate that you guys are really interested, and I will surely share with you guys that how you can get funding on One Health by staying in Pakistan. I'm working on these strategies and I might land on something very soon, inshallah.
Okay, Jahangir, please don't forget, we have to talk about that opportunity which is nowadays open at your university. So we will talk about that. Please don't forget about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move to next question. Please, Zubair, Arshad, unmute yourself.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम
Walaikum assalam.
जी सबसे पहले तो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ऑल द सेशंस और बाकी का जो था माय क्वेश्चंस आई हैव टू क्वेश्चंस द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज हमजा भाई कैन यू टेल मी लाइक ऑन योर लिंक्डइन you have mentioned a course you have taken a course the data scientist tool so do you recommend me that course कि अगर मैं वो कर लूँ in terms of biostatistics और सेकंड क्वेश्चन है मेरा हमजा सेकंड मैंने जो बताना था वो जहांगीर भाई को बताना था. So Jahangir bhai, I have worked as a research intern in National Agriculture Research Center. मैंने fourth semester के बाद किया. Then I just went to US for an exchange program. So बाकी जो मुझे first of all था जो डर था वो यही था कि because I also don't have a good CGPA. तो thank you for that और telling your stories. और मैं बाकी जो आपका funding का आपका जो part होगा in the end, so I will be interested to know more about it. और I will also send you an email because हमारे काफ़ी long discussions हैं तो बाकी लोगों को भी questions करने का मौका दिया जाना चाहिए और बाकी thank you so much.
या
Thank
इट्स
you.
ओके. मेरी ईमेल मैंने मेंशन की है, आप मुझे ईमेल कर सकते हैं. हाँ, मैं रिप्लाई लेट कर सकता हूँ. वेरी सॉरी फॉर दैट ब्रदर्स एंड सिस्टर्स, क्योंकि यहाँ पे रूटीन हमजा को पता है क्या होती है. ठीक है. और ये जो फंडिंग वाला है, मैं अभी नहीं शेयर कर रहा आपके साथ. मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि आई एम वर्किंग ऑन दिस. और मुझे भी यहाँ आके पता चला है कि पाकिस्तान में रहते हुए भी हम जो है ना इनसे पैसे ले सकते हैं, डॉलर ले सकते हैं. सो आई एम गोना सॉर्ट दिस आउट, और मे बी आई रिक्वेस्ट हमजा कि हम फिर किसी दिन इसी तरह की एक सेटिंग करें और हम उस पर बात करें इंशाल्लाह.
Yes, if Jahangir will be available, I am every time available to host vets outside Pakistan to share their experience, to motivate us, to inspire us, to give us new ideas how we can work better in our field. So I'm already every time available. Thank you, Jahangir. So he had one question from me. I just want to say that course is basic and first course on Coursera, which you will do to install R, to create your account on GitHub, and to know what is data, how to share your data, how to ask question about data problems. That's why my professor was asking me to do 1 to 2 course every month. So that was most easiest and shortest course which I did to show him like I have done. So now I'm going to, they have proper schedule, like first do this one, this one, this one in a sequence, it become more easy. So I will do couple of courses in next 2 weeks, and I will share those on LinkedIn as well as Facebook to motivate and inspire you people. But you should do that course. It's good for you to start your data analysis from Coursera. But be sure you should apply for financial aid, then you will get certificate. That will be proof you have that thing. So one more thing come in my mind. Come, Jahangir said, please recognize yourself by showing yourself, create a website. Okay, you can create. If you are not going to create website today, just upload those certificates which you have. Upload in a professional manner. Don't bombard your Facebook, don't bombard your timeline of LinkedIn. Just be specific. Focus on to which person you want to show, which person are there you want to impress, like your supervisor, your professor. So please share all those information on LinkedIn, especially. Do not share on Facebook. We don't need it. We need on LinkedIn. Please upload. Go to Twitter. Use those platforms, and please learn all soft skills: how to use Google Drive, how to use Google Docs, how to use OneDrive, or these things. These are so much necessary if you want to work with vets outside Pakistan. We will not work on WhatsApp, so we will work on these apps. Yeah. Okay.
Next we have
Sayyid Zainul Abedin, please unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum Assalam.
Thank you, Dr. Jahangir and Dr. Hamza, for such an informative and nice session. I had a question. Currently, I'm an MPhil student in veterinary medicine at Arid Agriculture University. So, while applying to foreign universities in Canada or anywhere else, should we mention like I am having research interest in AMR and regarding the alternative therapies in immune therapy, like using of chicken egg derived immunoglobulins for the treatment of bacterial mastitis and these kind of stuff. So, like we should mention in that research interest or research statement that we are currently working over here, or we should apply on the DVM basis.
Yeah, you should mention, because yeah, this is a good point. Those students who are already graduate students and working in like studying in Pakistan in masters in Canada, specifically in University of Calgary, we have students who've done their masters from Pakistan and now they are also studying a masters again in Canada. So they value this. If you are applying to a master's degree and you have a master's from Pakistan, it works in Canada. At least I've seen this. So you can show them, yeah, I'm working on this research and I'm interested in your project also. And I think you will be a good candidate for them. It again depends on the professor, because this is very personal to them, because the professor who selected me, he likes the young blood, okay, the young graduates who just got out of the DVM, and he likes to hire those people. But there are some professors, well, most of the professors, I would say, they like the students who have a lot of experience. And once you've done a master's from Pakistan, you have experience, you know how to write, you know how to do research, so they will prefer you. I have Pakistanis at University of Calgary, and all of them has their masters from Pakistan. I'm the only one who is coming directly from DVM.
Yes, yes, I am also your batch fellow from 2017 batch, and yes, recently in the last year I have started my MPhil in 2022.
Okay, from where you've done your DVM? Sorry.
I have done my DVM from Arid Agriculture University, and I am a gold medalist of my department with 3.94 CGPA.
That's great. That's great. You guys are. I'm 3.1.
Jazakallah. Thank you for your such informative and nice session. Thank you so much.
Yeah, best of luck. Best of luck.
Bye.
So, do we
Yeah,
have any other
Jahangir,
questions?
we are meeting a lot of interesting people through these sessions.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, one person is left, Zubair Arshad. If he can hear me, please unmute yourself. We will wait for you.
Sorry, Zubair, you
Hello.
waited so long.
Yeah, my question nature was very complicated, so I waited so long
It's okay.
because. But during this wait, I actually got a lot of answers, but I still have a question, a part of question.
Yeah.
Uh, I did my MPhil in poultry pathology from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad.
Okay.
Actually,
Kashif
Jahangir,
Salimi
my
sir.
topic of research was yeah, bilkul. Actually, first thing I have something for Osama. There is a HPLC tool in high tech lab, University of Agriculture, Faisalabad, and also in the pathobiological lab, who is supervised by Dr. Kashif Salimi. And there is a guy Kasim as a PhD student is working on the HPLC. And for Osama, he can get in touch with Kasim if he really wants to get something about HPLC.
Yes, Osama, I'm telling you again, this is not difficult. Really, people are supportive. You just have to know the trick how to approach people, how to talk. People are very supportive. Please.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think if you really want to get in touch with the PhD or MPhil student who is working on that machine, because I think in Pakistan there is a gap, communication gap between professor and a student, a low grade student. What you can do is you can get in touch with the student who is working on that machine.
Yeah.
The nature of the student will work that way.
Thank you, Zubair. You literally answered that in the best possible way. This is the smartest approach, guys. This is the smartest approach if you want to be in a lab. Thank you, Zubair. Yeah, ask your question.
Uh, Jahangir, I actually worked on a topic in my MPhil study. The
Yeah.
topic was development and standardization of multiplex PCR for the immunosuppressive diseases of poultry.
Okay.
And those diseases were, I think, first of all, there were 6 diseases I was working on. Infectious bursal disease,
Okay,
is
IBD.
yeah, there's a IB, infectious bronchitis,
Yeah.
FADV, there was adenovirus, and CAV, chicken anemia virus, and the last one is Marek's disease. All of them are immunosuppressive. Actually, my main goal was to standardize a PCR that can work for whole 6 immunosuppressive diseases of the poultry.
I'm getting it. This is the purpose of a multiplex.
Yeah, development of multiplex for these
Yeah.
immunosuppressive viruses.
Yeah, I see that.
During my actually Jahangir and Hamza, you all know about the environment of Pakistan studies, what is happening there.
Yeah.
They are in very hurry. Just do your every research in a 6 months, and just get out of our lab.
Hamza, please don't upload this to any social media platform.
This is happening. Actually, this is
Sorry,
happening. This is a
I
ground reality.
know. I know this is happening. We've been there. We've been there.
but
Yeah.
please appreciate good professors as well.
Yeah, there are good professors. I literally appreciate them. And मैं तो उनकी जूतियां सीधी करूंगा भाई सारी जिंदगी.
Okay, basically, when I come to social media, I always appreciate if someone is saying anything about my videos, about my thinking for these sessions. I appreciate that person because this is a platform. If here we will argue, we will waste our time. We don't want to waste our time. If you have any problem, okay, we appreciate that problem. We will try to solve it. So please, on social media in record session, don't go for such kind of communication. Then you will never get a assistant professor lecturer seat in that university, even in any vet university in Pakistan. So please be
Yeah.
humble and always ready to prepare yourself for
You
those
know the
seats by
trick.
saying,
You know the trick, guys. You know the trick.
And honestly speaking, one
Okay.
thing I want to add, every
Yeah,
person in Pakistan is struggling. If a professor is he's not helping you, he's struggling with intra departmental politics. He,
yeah,
he he's worried of leg pulling. That's why he's very careful what he's going to allow other person to do in his lab. You know, so I want to say everyone is good. There are some problems in our system which we can solve collectively by bringing money. That's it. If there is
that's
money,
it.
problem will solve. No money, no, nothing will solve. And about
Agree.
HPLC, I will say in Canada, University of Alberta, I will send my my sheep blood sample to that lab, and they offer 2 to 3 days. You can go and see how they are doing with your samples. One thing. Second thing, they can allow you to do practically that samples if you apply with the proper procedure, and you have to stay for 2 to 3 months. People from Ireland, from other countries, they go there and do 3 month or 4 month course on HPLC, NMR, like those spectroscopy skills. So come to Canada and do as much as you can, but again, please don't limit yourself by saying I have no HPLC experience. Believe me, I do not know what is HPLC. I do not know what is NMR. I saw just one time in biochemistry class in first semester what is this. I never have ever interest in it. Interview, my professor asked me, "Do you use it?" I said no, I never use it, but using I saw my seniors while using it, because at bachelors they don't allow us to use it independently, and it is common sense. Those are costly machines. No bachelor student will use them. It's very clear. There is no need to worry about it, and don't say I must use it. You just need to read about them. Go and read their procedures. Go and watch YouTube videos. Go and watch research papers about them. That's it. You don't need to put sample. What is there? Put sample, press the button, take the results. That is HPLC. What more you can do? Sample solutions are already prepared. Just put your sample in the solution, mix solution, put in the machine. That's it. I'm doing CBC nowadays. What is CBC? uh, this is Vacotainer. I take in below that sucker come and suck that. CBC done. No more details. What I need, they say you are wet. Please interpret these results. When this is high, what happened? When this is low, what happened? I can't say this is like parasitic disease, monocytes, eosinophils are high. They say tell more. So that you need. You don't need to say I do not know how to do this with this machine, how this machine do. Okay, if you know well, very good. But please come to real part, which is your need, that is interpretation of results, understanding of results, that will be asked by you. So I okay, the point is my professor asked me, do you have used it? I said I never use them independently. I just saw them, like I saw them in UAS. I visited UAS once, Patoki campus. So yeah, like that stuff. Okay. Oh, my friend is calling. He's saying you are speaking very loud. Okay.
Okay, Zubair, we should come back to your question. Sorry.
Okay, Jahangir and Hamza, I think you both have molecular background, and you will actually understand my complications which I'm
Yeah.
facing. Actually, when I started with my research, my supervisor, Dr. Kashif Slimi from the pathotoxicological lab from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad, he
Yeah.
said me, Zubair, choose something unique. Do something unique. We have a lot of research on toxicological pathways of toxins and everything, and antibiotics for the broilers. Do something unique you can do. What I did, I went through a lot of research papers, and then I chose something that I wasn't aware of that is going to be very trouble for me in future. I
Yeah.
actually choose the multiplex PCR, uh, and then I when I just told this about this my topic with my supervisor. He said, "Yes, we have a PCR machine. We have a gradient facility. You can do this." And we have everything PCR standardization techniques and development techniques. You can do this. I started with this, but very early, very early. I came to know that there is a one RNA virus, IB,
Yeah.
infectious bronchitis virus, that
Yeah.
is really going to trouble me.
Yeah.
And it actually troubled me because the situations and the requirements for the extraction of RNA virus is very sensitive.
It is.
Yeah, but our lab environments, what is happening and what we have in our labs, there was a lot of troubles in extraction. So what I did, I actually excluded that virus from my research, and I actually worked on 5 viruses, remaining viruses, which all were DNA viruses.
Okay.
I actually got all of their positive samples. I extracted DNAs, and then I started my PCR conjugations and multiplex. I started multiplexing them with a single positive results. Then I got their duplexes. You got my point?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I started getting their duplexes, like 2 viruses, 2 viruses, 2 viruses.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I started with the triplexes of them, and then the same way I tried to get positive results, but there was nothing. When I started when I forwarded to the triplexing, I just got
Yeah.
stuck with the duplexing.
Um,
I, d-
s-
I don't have any idea what was happening there. Is there were situations or there were primers that were getting
Primers.
me very in troubles, or
Yeah.
I tried all these situations. I worked with the annealing temperature. I worked with the gradient situations. I
Yeah.
actually worked on more than 200 gradients.
You worked on your primer design?
s-
I
sorry,
actually didn't work with
sorry.
my primer design. I actually got all of these primers from a research paper, which have actually a work on that primers. And there were 8 primers in that paper. And I had extracted 4 of them, which were
Okay.
actually developed. And I thought this will work because they were all standardized on a situation or on an annealing temperature. But when I started this didn't work. So I tried to get help from the professors, from the students working on other labs like microbiology lab. There is a professor, Dr. Mashkoor Mohsen Gilani,
Yeah,
a
I know
very,
everybody.
yeah, he is a guru. He's a guru for AMR.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually tried to get in touch with them, but you know that there is every time a limitations for every professor. They have their students. They are working on different things. They don't have time. I actually mailed them. I actually got in their lab. Whatever I can do, I did. I tried a lot of ways through my PR, through my professor. But there is every time a communication gap. Then I came to know there is a professor in the University of Connecticut, Dr. Mazhar I Khan, working on the multiplex.
Okay.
He's also a graduate of University of Agriculture, Faisalabad. I
Okay.
emailed them. I tried to contact, but they didn't replied me on every, you can say, platform. I also WhatsApp them. I also emailed them. I
Okay.
also tried to get in touch with them on the LinkedIn, but there was nothing. What I did, I was wasting my time, and every notice, every notification of the university, please submit your SOP, please submit your whatever the, you can say, the thesis, and that there is notifications coming and coming and coming. I was too much pressurized. What I did, I just turned my research from multiplex PCR to duplex PCR, and
Yeah.
I submitted my thesis, and I tried to get something relaxed point, and you got my point. I
I'm getting
actually,
you.
what I thought and what I did, I actually tried to work on a multiplex. I did a lot of work, but I can't get on that. And I ended up on a simple duplex PCR and got results. But
I
now what
got your point.
I want to hunt a scholarship, like something. I want something in my CV, a strong thing. I have skills. I
I
have
get,
points.
I
I
can see
have
that.
knowledge, but I don't have anything to show. You
I
got my
got your
point?
point. I'm getting you. You know, when I was in an interview with my professor, that professor, Hamza, the professor we were talking about before.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dr. Gillard.
Yes,
John or
if
Gillard.
you want to name.
My supervisor say him Gillard and I say him John. Anyway,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
okay.
There was
Okay,
a professor.
continue.
Yeah, I was talking to, and you know what he asked me? He asked me, okay, what is the most important part of research? I said troubleshooting. And now he said, I
Yeah.
selected you because you answered this. Troubleshooting is the real thing. That's why you are in research. And Zubair, from your scenario, I can see that you are now a master of troubleshooting. It's okay, troubleshooting ends either in yes or in no, and your troubleshootings ended in no. That's okay. That's totally okay. But you can also make some comparison studies out of this.
I can do this, but I think there is a requirement of guidance for me. What are the ways from this complication? What can I do from this point?
Yeah, to answer your question, you at least you have experience of working with viruses. Okay, you can mention that duplex PCR. That is enough to show that you have something in your CV. That is enough, I would suggest. Okay, if you what are you doing nowadays? Are you done with your MPhil?
Yeah, I'm done with my MPhil. I'm working as a technical manager in a vaccine company. Actually, it's based a Korean vaccine company for broilers,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm a technical manager of the Faisalabad division.
I got your point. Okay, Zubair, what you can do is, uh, for now, you should use whatever you have. Work on some bioinformatics stuff. Work on some those smart strategies we talked before. I would say that you know that you worked a lot, but you don't have to tell this to every professor. You should have this inside you, and you can create a proposal because I can see a comparative study in this scenario. I am seeing a comparative study. So maybe you have to sit down with any of your supervisor if you want to work more on this. Otherwise, your profile is enough. I would say your profile is enough, Zubair, to apply. Just
Yeah,
add.
I tried this. Sorry, Jangir, I'm cutting you. I've tried this actually when I'm no, I am trying to hunt some scholarship for some opportunity in foreign country. No, I got myself back to my lab and I try to get in touch with all the professors, Dr. Mashkoor
Yeah.
Mohsen Gilani, my supervisor. They are ready to help me again. They're ready to
Yeah.
help me. They were ready to help me on that time, but I
Yeah.
think I didn't get where is the problem, where is the problem which I am not seeing what is happening with my multiplex. I
S-
tried different more than 15 annealing temperatures because you have a molecular background, everything dependent on the annealing temperature because primers जो है वो they work with annealing temperature. I
Yeah, yeah.
tried different extraction temperatures. I tried different extraction temperatures. I tried different conditions. I did a lot of work. I actually worked on 200 more gradient PCRs.
Pardon
You
me, I
checked
want to
the
jump
DNA?
in. I want to
Yeah,
jump in,
sorry.
please. This session
Yeah.
has been recorded. Please don't go much detail in your project here. I have to upload it on social media. I do not want to edit and cut paste due to lack of time. So, a few things. I would like to ask participant if they have any question. We will go through their question. If they have no question, they can leave. I will give a thankful note to them. Then we will keep this conversation continue here.
Yeah.
Okay, so please, anyone, if you want to have any question, please raise your hand and ask us. Okay, Abdul Rahman, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
I'm seventh semester student from US. Thank you so much. It was very wonderful session and it was informative for me and it also boosted my interest in research as I am already in working in vector-borne diseases. Uh, I have a question related to future research. Like I was discussing a matter with my professor that what to do after completing my masters, even from a foreign university, and he said it's a vicious cycle that after completing our masters we get into PhD. Then after completing our PhD, we again search for postdoc, and the cycle goes on. I want to hear some comments from you guys on this.
Yeah, Abdurrahman, do you? Hamza.
So
Go
yeah,
on.
I also think this. Until DVM, there are many one to guide us.
Yeah.
Even in until admission in master, until getting scholarship, many one are there to guide us. But after getting this opportunity of masters, no one to guide you. Everyone will say, go and check this link, go and talk with that person, develop your skills. That's it. So it means, okay, you are a researcher, you know what's the problem. You have to find the solution. When you will find solution, if that something is very useful, you will get billion of dollars. If you are a researcher who don't know the solution, then you need to do PhD. Okay, apart from joke. So seriously talking, I am a master student. So I'm thinking like in Canada, if we talk, we go for job to get PR. Honestly speaking, otherwise we go for PhD. Why? We know like day by day I am losing my veterinary skills. I can't do surgery like those people who can do on pet clinic. So what is remaining? Those nutritional, animal genetics, genomic, metabolomic skill are remaining. So obviously we have to go in those companies which offer us jobs from these fields, and we will get that job. And honestly speaking, Pakistan scenario is different, Canadian scenario is different. So I am sure I will get job in Canadian companies on based on my masters and research based masters, because those companies are pro- marketing those products which I'm using nowadays, or which I will use in my PhD research. Companies are marketing those products. If I will work in that company in future, I will get PhD easily because I have used that product which will be used in my PhD project. So there is very deep collaborations,
Yeah.
good communication between companies and academia. There is no stress like I am doing master, I have to start from scratch. No, I have done master with those skills and those machines which company has to market. I'm the person who can speak on those skill, and I can explain those equipments better than other person who hasn't MPhil so far.
Yeah.
So the point is, this is a cycle, I know, but cycle for that person who is just bookworm, who is just focusing on one two thing. A person who is communicating, who is showing his skills, this is not a bad cycle for that
Yeah.
person. And finally, what I'm thinking, after working on poultry farm, pet clinic, dairy farm, feed mills, I'm looking for that job which is home based, which is more technology based, which is more mind based other than physical based. I can't work every time in my life on farms on that stuff. So we are researchers, we want to learn those, we should learn those skills which can save us from future troubles. And future is AI, future is technology of thoroughput level. So we are doing good. If you are master students, you have great opportunities in future, don't worry.
Yeah. I would like
There
to
is,
add,
yeah,
Abdurrahman, sorry.
no
Yeah.
one, there is no one line answer like I will do after doing masters. There is
Yeah.
there is a big field, and I will decide with passage of time. Yeah.
Yeah. And talking about my scenario, Abdurrahman, I will simplify some things for you. When you're done with your master's, you have two options. Either you can go to industry to serve, or either you can go for a PhD. In Pakistan, we don't have industry which can accommodate a master's student, but in Canada, we do have industries. I'm working with epidemiology and infectious diseases, and I have a list of industries who hire us. Like when I was here, even when I was selected for epidemiology and infectious diseases, what I did, I started exploring the industry, because for now I don't know I want to go to PhD, or I might go for a PhD if it is the requirement of industry. I don't want to be in academia. For now I don't want to be in academia. I want to be in the industry. If industry demands a master, I'm going to go there after a master's. If industry demands a PhD, I'm going to go there after a PhD. But I'm going to be in industry, and industry has jobs for us. I assure you, in Canada, in US industry, like for epidemiology, if I talk about myself, there are state departments. Like uh, even in the cities, I'm not going to talk about country level. At the city level, they have epidemiologists to look into diseases. So there are a lot of cities in Canada, and they are not very much a veterinary epidemiologist or public health epidemiologist, because those guys who are in medical school, they don't come in epidemiology. Okay, they just go for practice and all the stuff. We are the veterinarians who are covering this epidemiology stuff. So we are the lines of this field. And don't worry, if you are somewhere abroad, you will get opportunity in industry. You don't have to go into the cycle of postdoc to postdoc. That cycle is for academia. If you want to be a professor, then you have to go for postdoc. I hope I covered your answer, your question. If still there is something, you can ask me, Abdurrahman.
Okay, I will add one more thing. If
Yeah.
like I see a lot of opportunities, they require PhD. They without PhD they don't give you that position. But after PhD, that position is very comfortable job, more with mind, more with management, other than
Yeah.
physical job. And
Yeah.
if you stop at bachelor's in animal science in Canada, you will be working as a research technician or research associate at a college or at a faculty where you have to work in lab physically or you have to work on a farm. In Canada, farm job is not an easy task in minus 30, minus 40. It is very difficult. Therefore, we go for those skill set which is very useful. And when I have PhD, USA is open to me, Australia is open for me, even Pakistan will ask me to come. But if I have just masters, obviously they will not give me that much
Yeah.
opportunities. That's why we move towards that. But still, we want to say Canada and Pakistan has different scenarios for master's student. This is the main point.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Basically, Abdurrahman was mute due to Zoom setting. So,
Abdurrahman, do
um,
you have something to discuss? You can ask me if you are okay with the answers.
Yeah, thank you. My concern is, Alhamdulillah, almost fulfilled. But I have one more question now. Can I ask?
Yeah, of course.
You mentioned you are doing some side hustle along with the research. Can we manage this?
Uh, who's doing the side hustle?
Like
Uh,
one of my professors says research is a full-time work.
yeah, we
How we
cannot
can
manage.
manage our part-time job and research?
No. There is no part-time job. I'm not doing any part-time job, and my supervisor doesn't allow.
I'm doing.
You are doing. How can you manage?
Yeah, so basically, when I applied for study permit, there was no restriction of work hours. So you can work any number of hours according to my study permit. So
Yeah.
in my first 2 months, I didn't work. In my third month, I worked very little. In fourth, fifth, I didn't work. Then I got a chance, I worked for 1 month. So it means they are right. You can't work every time during uh,
Yeah.
research project or research degree. You can't work every time. And especially there is no 4 month vacation in masters or PhD in Canada. So you can't go for big work job. But because I have my study permit different, where I can work any number of hours anytime. So I find that those weeks in which there is no research work so high, or when I have submitted my assignments, when I submitted my every stuff, then I go for work. So beside this, in the morning I did a session and I went to part-time job, and I just came back from part-time job and I started this session again. But I came here in this place where I'm sitting now. This is another province. For first 1.5 month, I worked in the college with my full concentration, and I learned how I can do part-time job with my work at here. Then I started part-time job. If I find there is no option to part-time job because there is more work, then I would not able to do.
Yeah.
So, but at end, what I concluded more, one of my friends says, Knowledge can't fill your stomach. Money will fill your stomach." And when I am on part-time job, I am getting money. I go for laptop, I go for headphones, I go for every stuff which I need. If I am not on part-time job, I am not getting money. Then Jahangir mentioned in start, stipends were decided in 2020, 2021. The project on I am working, it was approved, it was submitted in 2020. Due to parasite import problem, it shifted in 2023. So the stipends were decided in 2020, but in 3 years there is a lot of increase in costs. So I have to do part-time job. Everyone do, everyone do, and people mostly do in second or third semester if they are research students. Jahangir will do very soon. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna do or not, but they are paying me enough that I can fill my stomach. That's all, and I can pay my rent. They are paying just bare minimum.
But you will do work. I know you will do. Just wait for the time. I wish you
Let's see.
never do. I wish, but you will do.
Let's see. So, Abdurrahman, you are not restricted. You can work. You are allowed to work, but it all depend on your routine. Like Hamza has a different routine. I have a different routine. I have a different kind of project, and my project is really complex, and I'm still sorting out some details. So it's all
Yeah.
personal.
I just want to add like in Pakistan, we don't study 7 days. In Pakistan, we study 5 days maximum. So still
Yeah.
2 days are there. If you want to do work, you can work. And secondly, it depends on which stage of project you are. Like
Yeah.
now, I'm just collecting data. I'm putting feed. I'm measuring weight 1 day a week. Other days I am free, so I can do work. But as my data will collected, I have to write, I have to submit thesis, I have to submit publications. Then it will be difficult to part-time job. But again, if there is no money, how you can survive here? First go for money, and it is manageable to work 20 hours per week. Every person do okay, but people do after 1 to 2 semesters when they pass their preliminary exam or the admission to candidacy exam. In simple words, when they defend their research proposal, then they go
Yeah.
for part-time jobs, or they when they submit, when they have finished their coursework, then they go for part-time jobs. But everyone do, it is easy to manage. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I got points. Thank you so much for the comments.
Thank you.
Okay,
Best of luck.
any other person who want to ask question? I will wait for 30 seconds. If someone will raise hand or put in the comment box. One person put in the comment box before. So he was asking how should we choose project titles when communicating with supervisors? Simply by reading their recent publications from Google Scholar or from ResearchGate, and mostly from their lab websites where they keep their information updated. Just go there and read. It is easy thing. Moreover, you can watch my YouTube videos. You can get some idea how to understand what supervisor or professor is doing now and what he will do in future. So should we pick titles we are familiar with or those we are more interested in? Yes, first priorities of those things with which you have done, with which you have done some work already. For example, if you are a veterinarian and you are working in dairy farm, then you can go for those topics which involve cows other than pig or mink or poultry. So this is, but on other hand, if you're just DVM student, go for any opportunity which you get. Inshallah, you will get something from it. Don't limit yourself to different criteria. Just go and win something where you get money. Just go. Even if it is not so much high study, just go and do it. Today, there is no big question what to do. The question is when to do and how to do. If then go and start doing, no problem.
Yeah.
But for better understanding of this question, Jahangir has covered it very well in his presentation, how to identify super professor interests. Any other question, please? If anyone has, I guess no one. Okay, so we will keep continue our discussion with Zubair after this note. I will stop recording. I'm really thankful to Jahangir for your precious time and preparing good presentation and showing all those resource material with our audience by sharing your screen, so that making our scholarship journey easier. And at every stage we have to learn new skills so that we can share those information with our juniors. So I'm really thankful to you, Jahangir, and I hope in future you will come to same platform again with some sessions on IELTS, some session on One Health, which is your field, and some sessions on general motivation guidance like that. We will have some more session. And for audience, we have sessions on Navale in upcoming days, because we have done with scholarships almost from possible like MITEX and graduate research assistantship. These were possible. We have done with it. Now we are moving towards Navale. Then after Navale, we will totally move towards data analysis, data science, biostatistics. We will push every veterinary student to do ample courses for these fields, so that at farm, dairy farm, at poultry farm, you need to understand those softwares which they are using there. You need those skills. And finally, if you want to study abroad, you must need these skills um, compared to present publications. Okay, and I will share these recordings on my social media platforms, because I know in Pakistan people are doing jobs on farms, people have poor internet connections, there is many problems, no one can manage big time to watch whole session live. So you can see recordings, that's our purpose. um yep. And what more? Okay, I will share Navale registration link with you, so that you can show your interest as well as your questions, so that we can decide when and how much time we should give to that session. That session will with okay. I'm choosing people who are in Canada, so that they can show you from step one, from veterinary university till Canadian institute where they are working now, so that you can believe like they have done, so you can do. So I'm preferring those people. So next will be Osama Azam. He is working in Alberta as a vet and associate vet maybe. So in this way, this journey will keep going on with your sport. And I really appreciate all the audience for their smooth participation. You people always have good questions. You people always support my sessions. I'm really thankful to you. So, Jahangir, if you want to add anything, then we will stop recording.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys, still those 11 guys, you guys survived. You guys were so patient to listen to me. This is me. This is how I talk. This is how I help. You just need to send me an email, and that's all. I will reply you maybe after 1 or 2 or 3 days, but I will surely reply you. And just look at me. I am here. Look at my profile. If I can do this, you guys can also do this. Just do the smart work. Please don't do the hard work. Donkeys do the hard work. We are designed to do the smart work. Donkeys are designed to do the hard work, guys. Work smartly and best of luck.
Okay, that point Jahangir said he will reply in 1 to 3 days. Yes, I agree with it. For this session, he is taking 2 to 3 days for replying.
I'm
Anyway,
sorry.
that's good. Please reply specifically according to the question. A good reply, even you are taking 2 3 days, no problem. I reply on the spot, because I don't want to see people waiting and thinking where I am busy. Okay, I'm busy, but but you can manage with quick replies. But I believe those quick replies don't help. Like people ask me, is there any scholarship? I will say no very quickly. It is not their help. I say, please, we can talk next week at this time, or please go and watch this video, you can get help. Or
Yeah.
I will say, this is WhatsApp group and this is Facebook group, please join these groups. You will get link scholarship updates and sessions update there. So there are different approaches to reply. If a person is not replying, it doesn't mean he's ignoring you. He's just searching for you. He's just compiling the data which he wants to share with you. So please
Yeah.
give time to next person, other than just putting bombarding his inbox by saying anything negative. I mentioned before, any person who is in Canada, in USA, he's already struggling with his part-time jobs, with his cooking, laundry, research work, research projects, family problems, many other problems. So
Yeah.
you should not add any problem in his life. Then that person will hide himself from social media. We don't want this. We want people should come on this platform, share their information, and we should positively use that information, and we should appreciate them. That's my effort. And I'm noticing like those people 1 year before who were agree to share, who were agree to come on my Zoom sessions, nowadays they are refusing me. They are saying we are sick, we are busy, we are not comfortable, because people don't Pakistani people don't behave good with them when they share their information. So that's why people, so I just expect like in my sessions you are attending these sessions and guest speakers are coming, please approach them through email and give them ample time to reply. You never say anything negative about any Pakistani, especially vet who survived in Canada, in Pakistan, then he managed to come outside. Journey is not easy. Please support those people who are
Yeah.
helping you.
And
Yeah.
about me, if I'm replying your email, I'm gonna reply a three page reply. I'm gonna send a 3-page reply. So just guys, give me some time, and I'm gonna get in details for everything.
Okay, I am watching Vekuma Mitugu. We are doing session in English for you people if you are from outside Pakistan. Usually we do session in Urdu, but people from outside Pakistan requested us to talk about this topic in English. So we are talking in English. So hope so you will like our session. And if there are other potential veteran students, you can share our sessions with them too. Thank you for attending our session, Vekuma. Okay, thanks all participants. We are really thankful to you who joined before and who are present now. Around 50 plus participants were there. That's too much from Pakistani veteran community if they are here. We are really glad. Okay, you will see recording of these sessions soon, and I will announce future session via email also. That will be about Neville. Okay, thank you Jahangir, and thank you everyone. Okay, Vikuma, you are from Ethiopia. Ethiopia. Thanks, everyone. Take care. So you can leave this session. I'm stopping recording, and anyone who want to talk with Jahangir, he can stay. If you have stamina, you can talk. I lose my stamina.
I can talk whole night.
Okay. Okay, I am stopping the recording so that people can talk comfortably. Okay, thanks everyone.